What's up, dudes? Welcome to Ideas of Ice and Fire. I'm Quinn, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of my Winds of Winter predictions, and today we're going to be focusing on Daenerys. Now, as much as some hardcore Super Stannis Baratheons fans want to believe it, Daenerys is no side character, she's no minor character. Her storyline is pivotal and essential to all of A Song of Ice and Fire. She's one half of it all. There's one ice side, she's part of the fire side, I'm sure. So, yeah, she's an important character, guys. Get over it. She's an essential character. She's a crucial character. So, get over it. She's important. Stannis is important too, but I think that Daenerys is also probably even more important than Stannis will ever be. And that's just my opinion. Now, as you all know, Daenerys has been going through a rough time in Book 5. There's a war going on just at the gates for city. It just started. There's a huge cliffhanger. Like they're fucking launching the fucking trebuchets or whatever they're called right at the city, and then it just ends. Daenerys is out in the Dothraki Sea. She's walking. She calls back the dragon. They're eating a dead horse, and then the Khalasar comes up to her, and that's how the book ends. Now, where do I think this is going to lead from here? I have a bunch of stuff to talk about with Daenerys because there's so much that I think it happened, so many ways that her story could end up going in the next book. Okay, let's first, let me bring up the leaked script or the leaked plot outline that leaked on the internet a few weeks ago. Now, basically it said that Daenerys ends up in the middle of the Dothraki Sea, and she ends up finding a dragon egg, and she uses those dragons to bend the Dothraki, who are after her at this point in time, to her will. So that's where that leaves off. And that's basically where we're set up in A Dance with Dragons right at the end. She's got a dragon in the middle of the Dothraki Sea, and the Dothraki are like right on her tail. So, as we all know, the Dothraki follow power. So, Daenerys could just be like, hey, Dracarys, Drogon, burn Calpono, I think is the guy's name, Calpono alive, and yeah, she rules that Khalasar now. Because if you remember at the end of the first book, immediately when the Blood Riders see that she has these dragons, they follow her, because at first they're like, oh, we can never follow a woman. You're a woman. But as soon as they see that she walks out of that fire unharmed with 3 dragons, they follow her, because the Dothraki follow power. Power is essential. What's more powerful than a dragon? Dragon, fire made flesh. So, of course, Daenerys is going to bend these Dothraki to her will, and then from there it could go into a million different other places. Let's take a side note now. Someone brought this to my attention. The calendar for 2015 of the A Song of Ice and Fire calendar for 2015 has a very interesting image on the cover. Alright, and I'll put a picture of that somewhere over here or on the whole screen so you guys can look at it. When it shows Daenerys on her horse Silver outside of a burning city, and there are people surrounding her, it looks like these guys are placing something at her feet, something that's smoking, possibly a dragon horn. And all 3 of her dragons are out there flying her out, outside of a burning city, which I believe to be Meereen. This scene is nowhere to be found in any of the 5 books that are out right now. This, without a doubt, is either a scene from The Winds of Winter or A Dream of Spring. And I'm banking on The Winds of Winter because of the smoking city behind it. So what this says to me is that Daenerys is getting back to Meereen, and she's conquering somebody. Because, we all know that Victarion is coming, and he has, quote-unquote, the dragon horn. So, and I'm not actually sure how it works exactly. If anyone that tries to use it dies, then how do you even get the dragon to be yours? It's supposed to be a dragon binder, so if you blow on it and your lungs turn to ash, how does exactly that work? But then when you think about it, Daenerys walked into Khal Drogo's funeral pyre and left unburnt. That's why she's called the Unburnt. So maybe the dragon binder she will use to control her other 2 dragons, or maybe the dragon binder can only be used by a Targaryen. I know that there's been a lot of weird stuff with the whole fireproof thing with the Targaryens, saying that, oh, it was just a one-time thing and that she's not really fireproof because she's been burned other places throughout the books. But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, perhaps it has to be a special occasion. Perhaps it has to be something magical. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't know what I mean. The dragon horn is a magical item. Maybe it knows if you're a Targaryen or not. Maybe it knows if you actually do have the blood of old Valyria. Not even necessarily Targaryen, but just Valyrian blood. Victarion certainly does not, and if he blows in the horn, I think it'll kill him. But I haven't read any of those Winds of Winter chapters, the ones that are released. I don't do that. I don't do reading ahead because I can't stand it. I read those, I'm going to want more, and I just can't do it. So I haven't read any of them. I haven't read the Mercy chapters. I haven't read the Mercy chapter. I know George R. R. Martin read off a bit of one of the chapters in a talk that he did one time. Skipped over that part. I don't want to know anything about the Winds of Winter until I can read the entire book. So yeah. But yeah, back to the dragon horn. Looks like they're placing it at her feet. I don't know what would happen if she actually did blow on the dragon horn, because everyone that blows on it, apparently their lungs turn to ash. Now also I've heard some theories online that possibly that it doesn't matter if you yourself blow the dragon horn, that someone else can blow it for you and then give it to you, and it'll have the same effect. The dragon will be yours. I don't necessarily know if that's true or not. I don't remember if there's anything in the books about that. I could be completely wrong. My memory's a little fuzzy. There's so much in these books that you can forgive me for forgetting a little bit of stuff. Okay, next. I definitely think Daenerys is going to end up going to the Shadowlands beyond Ashad. Alright, the exact quote that Koathi gives Daenerys is right here. To go north, you must journey south. To reach the west, you must go east. To go forward, you must go back, and to touch the light, you must pass beneath the shadow. That last line, to touch the light, you must pass beneath the shadow. To gain knowledge, you need to go to Ashai. There is something in Ashai that Daenerys needs to discover. There is something hidden there, some secret knowledge, some information, because Ashai is like the only place in the world where people just practice all this kind of freaky magic openly, and no one knows what the fuck is going on in Ashai. It's like a modern day Valyria, except they're not conquering everyone. They're just kind of chilling out on their own. So that solidifies it for me. She's going to Ashai. I don't know exactly what she'll find there. I don't know exactly what she'll do. But I know that when she gets back from there, she's going to have some knowledge that she didn't have before. Now, George R. R. Martin has already said that Tyrion and Daenerys will meet in this book. I don't know exactly how she's going to react to Tyrion, considering that it is her brother, well, considering that it's his brother that murdered her dad. But I'm sure that Tyrion can talk her out of fucking roasting him with the dragon some type of way. I think that these two are going to team up. I think that he's going to be a great advisor to Daenerys. I think that Daenerys is going to kick ass in this next book, The Winds of Winter. I mean, you may not like Daenerys, but like I said before, she's a main player. She's a main character. She's not going to die until her storyline has been exhausted, until all those prophecies from the House of the Undying in A Clash of Kings all the way back then have come to pass. Then she might die. Then she might become Jon Snow's Nissa, and she'll be the sacrifice that is required to birth Lightbringer into the world. I don't know about that, but that's a huge possibility. But I don't think that'll happen in The Winds of Winter on any point. But what is happening is that she's definitely gonna save Meereen, and then she's gonna leave Meereen, and I think that she'll remain having control over all three of her dragons. This picture, the picture, I'll put it up again. Just look at that picture a little bit longer. And if I'm wrong, you can tell me. This is not a scene from any of the other books. All three dragons are there. They're fine. She doesn't seem too concerned about them, so she has them under some kind of relative control, I guess. And right at the end of the 5th book, she's thinking to herself, you know what? Fuck Meereen. Dragons don't plant olive trees. Dragons don't build cities. Dragons are fire and blood and death, and that's what she must become. And maybe that has something to do with what she's going to learn in Ashai or whatever. I don't know. But all I know is Daenerys is going to be a total badass in The Winds of Winter. She's not going to be stuck in Meereen just banging Daria all the time. She's going to go out and she's going to fucking get some conquering done. And she's going to lay waste to armies and burn cities to the ground like she talked about all the way back in season 2 of the TV series. Daenerys is one of my favorite characters in the entire series. I absolutely love Daenerys. I mean, she had some struggles. She's young. And I was very young when I started reading the series, so I can relate to characters like Daenerys and freaking Arya even, and Bran, the younger people, because I was very young when I started reading the series. I probably shouldn't have been reading the series when I was younger, but I have. I've been reading this for years, so I love it. But thank you guys for watching this video on the predictions. I might do another Daenerys video if I think of anything else, or I might add some side notes at the end if I think of anything else while I'm editing this video. There's so much to talk about. I should have taken notes, but I didn't because I'm lazy as shit. But anyways, thanks for watching my Winds of Winter predictions part 2. I'll talk to you dudes later. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more ideas of Ice and Fire.